All right. Hey everyone. Nicole here, coming to you from my house. I always feel so comfortable in my house. It's really lovely doing live streams here. Definitely have a really harmonious home space. I hope you can say the same. Just kind of waiting for a few people to hop on. And I wanted to come to you live tonight just to talk about what I love, which is actually not turtles. I don't know if you guys remember that YouTube video, that sensation from years ago with that kid that was on the news for Halloween. There was like a reporter and she's like talking all about Halloween. She's like, so what are you dressed up as today? You're a zombie, right? And she puts the mic to his face and he's like, I like turtles. And that's all he can say. Does anybody remember that? Yeah, that's one of my favorite YouTube videos. If you haven't seen it, definitely go Google I love turtles kid. But I love people. I also like turtles, but people. People is where it's at for me. I love people. I love you. Yeah, I love people because they're so different. Even when I was doing massage back in the day when I first started, one of the things I loved the most was even though we learned all the anatomy was the same for every person, every time a new person would come in and lay on the massage table, their body would be completely different. Even if I had down, okay, when they tell me pain is here or when I feel tightness here, you do this, you do that. You really had to learn to rely on my intuition. I had to learn to use it because this person was so different from the next person who came in, and it's that way in life. Everybody is so unique, and that's what I love the most about people. That's what I have my attention on. I love what makes you unique. That's what has driven me to actually hone exactly what it is and pinpoint what it is about you that is such a treasure, that is so only you, that nobody else has in the world. And it just kind of happened, that process, because I really wanted to discover what that was for myself, right? But now I get to use it and hone it and use it with my friends, use it with my students, use it with anybody that will let me use it, because that's the best thing in the world to me. Witnessing your unique beauty, your brilliance, your genius. And it's one thing to just talk about it. There are a lot of books out there, which I think are great, that talk about finding your genius. But, I've never found one that hones in on an exercise that actually gets you to the core of it, unfortunately. It's kind of just like all talk. Like, yeah, you're a genius at something. Try to brainstorm what that is. And that's a good start. This is not to knock those approaches, right? But I have honed a particular technique, a particular method that does exactly that. Not only does it get and pull out from you that unique treasure strength of who you are, that is only you, that has been there your entire life, that is the thing about you actually that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. When you're most being yourself, there are the people who are going to love that about you, and then there are the people who are going to be a little bit tense and nervous because you're just so out there, you're so shining. And when you're shining, it's different than when I'm shining. It's different from when she's shining or when he's shining. That unique golden thread of your individual self, of your treasure strength is what I call it, is the thing that we need more in the world. We need it because when we're hiding it, because it makes other people uncomfortable, which is what we do. We notice very early on, oh, when I'm doing this, that person doesn't like it. So I better, kind of hide it. And it's not like we get a lot of support to bring it out and to shine, because like I said, what's my treasure strength is different from what's your treasure strength. So it's not like seeing somebody else's treasure strength necessarily makes you feel good about yours, right? Because somebody's could be being the truth or being honest. Somebody else's could be joy, and then mine, for example, is defiant devotion, which means I say no to anything that's not love in your life. If you don't love your work, if you don't love your relationship, I say no. Let's get you on the path to one you love, because that's it. I will not tolerate for you anything less than love, okay? So, yay, I'm getting lots of Love hearts. I love it. Keep them coming. I love getting the energy back from you guys. Thank you so much. So yeah, I won't tolerate anything less than love. And that's my treasure strength. That's where I shine. And that makes people really uncomfortable, right? Oh yeah. I want to give them back to you, but I'll just give them to you right here. That makes people uncomfortable when they show up and they're tolerating something less than, right? Less than love. And they're being complacent about it, or they're settling, let's say. And I jump in there and I go, no, 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 no. We're not going to settle for that. Let's get you that relationship you love, or let's get you that job that you love, which is what I'm really focused on these days, is helping people create that work that they love. So yeah, it's really difficult to learn how to shine this part of yourself because you're not going to get any encouragement from anybody out there except for me, right? And maybe somebody else that really loves you for who you are. Hopefully you have somebody like that in your life that really treasures you, treasures that treasure about you. Those are the people you want to surround yourself with. So this is it. I love people. I love what makes you so unique and different. I want to polish it up. I want to pinpoint it so you know exactly what that is. So you carry it with you everywhere you go. So you deliver it into every room you walk into. I wholeheartedly believe that all the stuff going on in the world right now, all the lack, all the things we're missing, comes from the world missing you, the world missing your treasure and all of our treasures, yeah, our unique strength and individuality and our light. If we each were shining this, then the world wouldn't be such an awful, place where all these things are happening, all this suffering is happening. So this is my mission in life, to love each of you for who you are uniquely. And so much comes along with that. When you know who you are uniquely at the core of your essence and heart and soul, and you start to strengthen it and lift those muscles, then not only do you know yourself, but you know how you touch other people. So for example, I mentioned my treasure strength is defiant devotion, right? I'm big no to anything that's not love and love in your life. But the impact you get when you're around me right now, what you feel, what you pick up in your bones, in your body, is not necessarily that you pick up, okay, I'm going to be no to love, to everything that's not love, right? It's actually what you get is strength. What you get is willpower. What you get is courage to go after love, to actually love yourself in a world that doesn't encourage us to love ourselves. And so that's what I want for you too. I want you to not only know the treasure of who you are, that unique golden thread of who you are, but actually the power that you have on every person you meet. I don't care if it's a stranger on the BART or on the train or, public transportation, wherever you live. I don't care if it's your best friend or your mom. This is the impact you have on everyone around you. And when you learn what that is, you can really start to not only feel strong and confident in yourself and in your life, but really take your love to the next level. When you love that about you, then you can start putting it in the world, putting it out there, creating projects or work for yourself or partnerships where you're creating with somebody else to put this impact in the world, to fill the world with your unique flavor of love, which it sorely needs, yeah? And there's a whole bunch of other components that go along with this process of learning who you are uniquely. You have your treasure strength, your impact, which I mentioned. Then you also have your unique message, yeah? The thing you're here to shout to the world. That's only you. Okay, then you have your unique collective purpose. What's the ultimate purpose? So I talked about my impact is giving people confidence and strength to love who they are and put their love in the world. But then what's the bottom line? What's the point of that, right? You get to the really, really nitty gritty bottom line. Why the fuck am I here, right? And for me, it's love. It's reconnecting people to love when we're so disconnected from that. So you get that. You get your message. You get the problem that you solve. You get your solution. You get all the practical skills that you've learned in your life. And we put them all together to create all these different roles that you can plug into to have soul satisfying work your whole life. It's not like one thing. You don't have to just, choose one and be stuck in it for the rest of your life. You can actually have a wide array of positions that will satisfy you based on this process. I just had a call tonight with someone in my program, And we were, literally in the brainstorm, we have to consider everything. And it was kind of hilarious because, we had everything from like Whole Foods checkout person, because it could work for her. Her gifts could fit, to this high level leadership executive position in like some really trendy tech company. And I say that because it has to be a really trendy, like high visibility company for her to deliver her gifts, her particular gifts, right? And then also another possibility was starting a nonprofit, being the executive director of this nonprofit for women who have been in domestic violence situations. So you can see this vast array of things she could do, and way more in between, right? Vast array of work that she could do. We weren't just like picking stuff out of thin air. It actually came from the inside out. We didn't just go, what about this? What about this? No, we did the process inside first. We found her treasured strength. We found her impact, her problem that she solves, her solution, her skills, wrapped them all together and brainstormed from those pieces. And these are the different things we came up with. So many things. And it's amazing. It's so game-changing to feel that freedom of, I could be happy, genuinely happy doing this, and this, because I'm putting my full gifts to use. I am loving exactly who I am and what makes me specially. I know, that's something they tell us when we're a little kid, like, you're special. But really, I am that person who's here to remind you, you are fucking special. It's time to really zero in on that part of you that is just you. Yeah, that's what I believe. That's what I live. And that's what I want. I want us all to walk around being that very unique, very special thing that only we are. It's there. It's in there. It's so hard to come out with it on your own because we're all kind of playing by these rules, right? That we don't do that. That what we focus on is something else, appearance or status or, entertainment or whatever it is. We play by this set of rules, but it's time to break those rules, okay? We need more of your genuine love, whatever flavor, whatever shape that takes, out in the world. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you claim that, to own that, to rock that. And as a result, to get so much vitality, so much energy, so much excitement and love for every aspect of your life, for your work, for your relationships, for your hobbies and your artistic endeavors, or whatever you do for your own personal development. And so there's this aspect to it. There's claiming who you are. And then there's the other aspect to it, which is the fact that you're not a kid, right? You and I, we're adults now. So that means that along the way, we've picked up all these little grimy, sticky habits and patterns that have helped us keep that treasure strength in. And so when you claim it, when you find it, that's great. That's one thing. But now we've got to unpeel all those layers so that it can shine, right? Because really strengthening it, I mentioned strengthening it and polishing it. This is the polishing part. It's loving who you are, which means undoing all the old habits and patterns and things that keep you stuck in what I call survival mode in your physical health, your emotional well-being, your relationships, your meaning, and which is like your sense of purpose, and your material, which is your finances and your home living environment. So we have to get you out of survival mode in all those areas. And this is where I feel what I do is very unique, because I have a lot of coach friends and I love them and I think they're all doing good work. But what I see out there in terms of purpose work and working on your blocks is a lot of limiting belief work or mindset work or just affirmations and that kind of thing, which is very useful. But here's the thing. If you work on your limiting beliefs or you do some affirmations and then you're still in financial survival mode, or you're still in relationship survival mode, which means survival mode just means that thing is stopping you from doing what you need to do. So if you have a relationship that's always getting in the way, or if you have an anxiety issue that's always getting in the way, or a procrastination issue that's always getting in the way, and you're doing these beliefs on, these limiting beliefs or working on your passion or something like that, it's not going to get you very far. You have to really build that stability and strength in those dimensions. And so let's see. Does anybody? Oh, hi. Hey guys, anybody have any questions? Hey. Hey, I kind of lost my train of thought now. Let's see, what was I saying? Yeah, just what I'm doing, I can genuinely say is different because it's really honing in on what's unique about you, what's different about you. We're not just doing this fun game with like, what's your passion? What makes you happy? You know, not to sound like like a bitch and like criticize these other ways of doing coaching work, but I gotta tell you, there's an analogy I like to use, and it's this. Most coaches out there are helping you rearrange the furniture on the Titanic. So you're on the Titanic, you're on this sinking ship, it's going down, and they go, here, put this over here, put this over. Isn't that better? Doesn't that feel different? And you're like, yeah, that feels different. Okay, things are different, things are changing, but you're still fucking going down. You're still going down, right? Just like switching your job to get a better one that gives you more money or that you think is a better position, or losing 10 pounds or whatever it is, right? Doing these things is just like rearranging the furniture on the Titanic. You're going to feel better for like a second, and then there's still going to be that thing underneath that you didn't take care of, that survival mode, that stability and strength that you did not build. And it all comes from not knowing what's so fantastic about you, not knowing what you have, not knowing your value, because it's different. How could you know it? How could you know it? Because you can't look at somebody else and know it. You have to only see it inside of you. It's really difficult to get to. So this is what I've discovered. This is what I've honed and designed a process to get you there very clearly. And this is what I'm excellent at, knowing this. I mean, I could literally pick names out of the list that are watching right now and tell you, this person's treasure strength is this person's purpose is this person's impact is this. I could tell you, but what's the fun in that, right? It's got to be your journey. It's got to be fun for you. It's got to be a process that you go through that inspires you, that opens your mind, that takes you to where you want to go. So I've honed that process, and that's what I'm here to do. That's what I wanted to share with you today. How much I love you, how much I love people, how much I love especially what's different about you. Yeah. And not just like different on the outside, like, oh, your cool haircut or you're kind of quirky, or no. What's really different on the inside, the very, very core of who you are. And some people are really surprised when you get to it. You're like, really? I never thought of myself. I guess so. Yeah. Like it's always obvious, but you never really thought of it as special because let me tell you, you're with it all the time, right? Like the analogy I like to use is it's this light. It's a light you wake up with every morning. Say it's orange, okay? Say your light is orange. You wake up, you have orange. You go everywhere you go, orange, orange, orange. You see the whole world through orange, but you show up at work or you show up at a friend's house and immediately they sense orange. Yes, I wanted that. Orange is here. Some people are obsessed with orange. Their whole house is orange. They wear orange all day. They color their hair orange, right? But on the inside, they're not orange.